So here is my process for buy-to-let investors. Firstly, the legal. Now, a purchase, a property, you as an investor, you probably are too busy with all the other stuff. The problem here is you guys are used to hands-free profit. Now, I would just say that hire stage in and to get the property ready and furnished. Here is my exact formula. If you're a buy-to-let investor who wants to turn your property into Airbnb in 2023, here are some of my processes. Look, I work with property investors, buy-to-let investors every single day. Helped a lot of people start their first unit, and now I've got a lot of landlords who are now changing their properties into use of Airbnb with the right knowledge, the right tool. And in this video, I want to go step-by-step process. But look, firstly, I regret not having this tool when I was the estate agency. So many people who watch my video, you might know this, but I used to own a estate and letting agency. It's basically a real estate license and market in the UK. If you're watching from US, and for me, it's quite important. If I knew this knowledge I had today, then I would have offered this to many landlords around the surrounding area and still keep a very high profit for my business as a part of management agency. But look, for now, I want to make sure that you understand everything around how to invest on a purchase on a buy-to-let property to turn into a service accommodation or an Airbnb business in 2023. Well, now today, look, sitting here consulting over hundreds and hundreds of operators. We're currently actually finished our consulting with 2 letting agencies in the UK who has now added short-term rental service department with our help. We've walked them through all the processes. We've told them how to do market due diligence for their landlord. We've given them marketing tools, pretty much given them everything for them to effectively become a short-term rental management agency, letting agency for their landlords. So now the landlord can decide, do I now go into a model where I just need to start standard let, like normally family let, or they can now offer the landlord saying, hey, if you don't want to do this, we can also offer you the short-term rental management service, and these are our fees. So look, people and businesses are now being very creative. Now, first thing I want to talk about today is legals. So here is my process for buy-to-let investors. Firstly, the legal. Now, a purchase, a property, or you're looking to change if you use it or if your existing property into short-term rental, think about what firstly is the mortgage. If you've got a mortgage on the property, you need to speak to the mortgage advisor or your mortgage company and ask them if they give you consent to use as a short let. Secondly, if it's a flat, an apartment, and if it's in a leasehold, it needs to be told, or you need to ask them that if a short let is allowed in that building. As you are probably aware, newer blocks, they have certain clause that doesn't allow short lets in the business. The third thing is speak to your accountant and just structure your company. Obviously, you might have a different method right now into your buy-to-let investing, but because now you're running as a part of business, attracting better cash flow, and also running as a business because you've got a lot of money coming in, money going out, paying the housekeeping team. There's a lot of stuff that comes within the business, and that is very, very important. So that kind of sums up the basic of legals about what we've just discussed about your property and the potential service you want to provide. Now, the second stage that we like to talk about is the market due diligence. Now, look, you as an investor, you probably are too busy with all the other stuff. First thing I'd say is speak to a local managing Airbnb management company who should really be able to give you a lot of communication around what they're doing right now. They probably even tell you, like, look, there's a street down the road which you are probably aware of. If it's your investment area, saying, look, we're currently operating there, that's the occupancy rate, that's what they. Or speak to a consulting company like us, because if we've worked, or we can bring a different value to your business, because a lot of time what management company does is completely different to what we do and how we structure our client. Obviously, my clients everyone's like pretty much self-managed unless you are a management company and you want to work with us. But as a buy-to-let investor and a landlord, yes, speaking to us can give you a different perspective around, hands-free, because you're used to hands-free profit because you've got one tenant who stayed there. You probably have very little or no communication, whereas in a running a Airbnb and a short-term renter business, it comes with running a business, but you can minimize that by getting long-term bookings, thinking profit, and many other things. So yeah, if not, consult to a company like us. And last but not the least, run some checks like you would usually on Airbnb, booking.com, and whatever available data is available online. So now look, think about it. We've talked about the legals, we've kind of talked about the market due diligence. Now it's really kind of setting up and staging. Now I've spoken to a lot of landlords recently who wants to turn into buy-to-let investment, to Airbnb and service accommodation investment. The problem here is you guys are used to hands-free profit. Now I would just say, look, hire, staging, and to get the property ready and furnished, you might as well just hire somebody, because yes, it does cost you a little bit of money, but what it does in the hindsight, it actually saves you time, because what it's going to take you for the first 2 weeks trying to set up a unit, somebody hiring a staging company, they would probably have already done it 100 times, so they would know exactly where to pick it up, they would exactly know how to fix it up, they will exactly know how many handymans you need, where to buy stuff from, and effectively be able to set up the property as quickly as possible. Now once you've obviously staged the property, the next thing is to launch the property in the market. Usually people launch the property in Airbnb and booking.com. If you've managed to speak to any other OTAs like Vrbo, hotels.com, TripAdvisor, go and speak to them and see if you can attract some kind of bookings. Again, depend on your investment area. Have a good channel manager in place so you can have a good system in place. But effectively, we're trying to give you an overview of what you can do. But these are the step-by-step process that I've always spoken about, because once you've done the marketing right and you've launched the property, effectively you're waiting for the guest to come through, and all you are now going to do is do a bit of performance management, really understand how the numbers are coming up. Is it performing to your standard, and in terms of the revenue that you want to generate and the profit? And last but not the least, rinse and repeat to any other property that you ever purchase. So guys, look, this is kind of a simple method to turn your first buy-to-let property into Airbnb, or if you're an experienced landlord and you want to turn your portfolio into Airbnb because of the cash flow that you want to make and the profit that you want to make. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Look, if you are looking to work with us closely, there's a link down below. You can book a call with myself. I'm going to go through some of the stuff that we've done for the landlords, kind of explain to you the process, but much more detail, like some of the things that we've done for our clients. When you give me a location, we have a tool where we can just go into Airbnb, pull up all your competition around the area, look at the calendar, how they're performing, how many properties do they have. All this data that's so useful for you to scale your property business well. So guys, thank you so much for watching another Grow Your BNB video. Please make sure you hit that like, subscribe and share, and I'll be back with another video soon.